I'll take.
Yes, please, Alex. Thank you.
Some.
All right, so I'm going to call to order, roll call of committee members. I don't think we usually, I can see who's here.
Yeah. Francisco.
We got Francisco and Hannah
Yeah.
on the screen, and we got everyone else here around the table. Okay. Approval of January 2026 minutes.
Motion to approve.
All right. Anybody want a second?
Second.
All right, we got a second from Hannah. Okay. Notes approved.
Well, then we got to vote.
All those in favor?
All those, oh, sorry. Thank you. All those in
Aye.
favor to approve the notes? Okay, great. We have nobody here from the public. Nobody up there, so there will be no public comment today.
All right.
Town department updates. I don't believe anyone is here from sustainability, health, or engineering, so we can go right past that. Look at that, zooming right along. Though the chairman is not here today, and as the vice chairman, I don't really have a report, so I'm going to skip. We're going to keep moving. But we do have some committee member reports. I guess I can start with mine. I want to make sure. Actually, let's do the other ones first, because I think they'll be faster. And then I'll end with mine, and I'll fill in as much time as we have. So let's start with Healthy Kids Day. Hannah, did you have an update on that?
Not since our last meeting. Our Mike shared the confirmed date is April 18th. So with that, the plans we had in place are still there. Some of them are weather dependent. But my next step is a connection with Mary, hopefully in the next few days, to make sure that what we committed to, which was a potential e-bike demo in the parking lot across the way, the helmets, and a regular bike loop. So not the e-bike, but a regular bike loop would be 3 activities that we would sponsor.
That'd be great. Can you remind me, where did we land on the helmets? Is it the same helmets we've always had, or are we upgrading any of them? I know we also talked about lending people helmets for that day, for the ride.
We talked about lending them for the ride, but we never talked about the quality of the helmet. I actually wasn't even sure where they came from. I thought they were maybe a police department donation or Mike.
Yeah, I've been. This has been the one thing I've done the last 5 or 6 years. So they came from the Yale New Haven Health Group, and they've been intimately involved. In fact, the last couple of years they've sent a couple people along to help fit the kids with these helmets, and they supplied them. We were giving those out for free. There was a comment last year, we don't know, I can't remember who it came from, that somebody had said, can we get better helmets?
I think that was me.
Okay.
Because my kids got those helmets and they lasted a few months and the kids were so uncomfortable in them that
Oh, really? Mine still have ours. We use them still.
Okay, well, if they work, maybe my kids are more picky. I don't know.
I think the vision on this was for people who have maybe not access to helmets or be able to buy or afford them, this is better than nothing.
Sure.
And I think that's who it was kind of targeted at. If you have a downhill racer in your family, obviously that's not the right helmet.
Yeah.
But
I was there with you for part of that time. I remember, and the beginning was quite quiet. But what I can't remember is, I think they had materials to hand out, but did they have anything that kind of indicated, hey, if you're going out and buying your kid a helmet?
like a helmet buying guide.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That seems like.
Well, that's a good call, Adrian. We had talked about also not an activity, but having a card or a handout to give out. I think Sarah or Anya has some in your garage. Do you have some in your garage?
I don't think that was me. I don't
Okay.
have any cards.
It was Sarah then that
I don't
said
have any cards.
her garage she's happy to bring rather than reprinting, but I just need to get a hold of them and see what they are. But if we made new ones, we could put that guide on there.
What is on the handouts that is in someone's garage? No?
Sarah, I don't remember. I don't know if I took notes on it, but Sarah had handouts of bike route. I think it had bike routes around.
Bike routes, and I have that tablecloth, and I have the leftover bike route. They're like handlebar hangers. I don't know why you'd keep it on.
Get that, Mike? From you?
It's me. Yeah, but I can. Let me make a point to bring that stuff next meeting so you can see it.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
And Amy, I can see your comment about having no sound. I assume you can hear us. You just can't talk to us. Can you confirm that you can hear us via chat? Just want,
Or come on camera for a second and give a thumbs up,
yeah, either way.
because that would be great.
I'm
And
not-
are you taking notes? Because I've already lost my attention on that.
I've been taking notes.
All right,
taking
good.
notes
I
too?
got.
Oh, you got two notes.
We have two Nick. Okay.
Okay. So it looks like maybe Amy means she can't hear us because she's not responding. So I
She's
guess
still waiting for the meeting to start.
Yeah, so I have, I can,
Well, I'm happy
Is
to.
there a way to get her on?
I'll just text her. I can call her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'll do.
What
I'll
about,
just call her so
but
she can
Francisco, you can hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. And you can speak?
I can speak, yeah.
One, two. Oh, she didn't pick up.
I'm happy to take notes in lieu of Amy.
I've already started, but if you
Oh,
take some
maybe-
notes, I will type mine up and share them with you. So if I've missed anything, you can fill in. So-
Okay.
Amy, we can see you on your phone now, but you look like you were talking earlier, but I couldn't hear you. Can you hear us on your phone?
Okay, I had to figure out how to unmute.
Oh,
To
Oh, you're
figure
there we
it
good.
out.
go.
We can hear you.
I couldn't hear anybody. I logged in from my laptop and I can see you all talking and I couldn't hear anyone. So I can just re-listen to the meeting and take notes from that because I know
We have some people taking notes. They can also just send them, share them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy, I can share my notes with you.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
You haven't missed much yet.
All right, good. Just, the train has been awful this week.
Agreed.
I wonder if that's because has anything to do with the cold or ice?
I went on Sunday and we were right on time. No, that's Sunday,
Yeah.
not rush hour traffic.
All right. Okay. I think we got Healthy Kids Day. Sounds like Hannah's on top of it. Getting cards from Sarah, figuring out helmets with Mike, and planning a loop for the bikes. So.
Yes, but unfortunately, because of the date, I'm not there because it's spring break, and so I'm.
Oh, you're not there on the actual day?
No, when Mike confirmed
Oh.
the date, I wrote to Amy and I let her know, but I'll do everything I can ahead of it. But unfortunately, it's spring break, so we had to go on vacation.
Well, that's no good. I mean, that's just not just no good that you can't be there. I wonder if that's going to affect attendance overall.
I mean, I think
Thus, I won't be there.
Yeah.
I'm visiting my daughter. It's my daughter's 20th birthday that day. And we
Yeah.
I was thinking in general, like
Yeah, but that is an issue. That's going to be.
It is a little funny because they usually had this in close, well, I guess the 19th is, or the 18th is as close to, Earth Day is April 22nd. So
Yeah.
it was whatever was closest to that. But I remember it was the last weekend of April the last few years. So this is a
Yeah.
week early.
All right. Do you want to? Did you flag it to who was you talking to?
I told Mary, unfortunately, she was worried it was the 18th. She was waiting to hear back from Maureen, and in the meantime, Mike shared that he confirmed it's the 18th.
Well, I assume whoever planned it is aware it's spring break.
Yeah, Mary said she told them not to do it then, but I guess for whatever reason or because of the closeness with Earth Day, I don't remember, but it's the 18th.
Yeah.
Is the whole Fairfield public school system
Yeah. Exactly.
break.
Okay. All right. Well, say Libby. All right. Open space walks. Alex.
Oh, well, I guess this all kind of ties in with the Harbor to Hills event.
Talk about that first, 'cause that then kind of leads
Yeah.
in.
Oh,
I think that makes sense. So, that library event is scheduled for 2/26, which is a Thursday. The library put together a little. Is anyone on the library newsletter?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, it comes out on Saturday, right?
That's probably. But I think.
It might not have made it in the last
I don't
one.
think it did. I usually
Okay.
do look at it, but.
Yeah, so
you know.
it'll be in this Saturdays, and I'll confirm that. But yeah, so the event's on 2/26. It's at 6:30 to 7:30. The library closes at 8, so that gives us like a half-hour buffer if things run over. I made a little poster that can be sent out on social media or through whatever channel. And given the timing of things, like the event is in like a week and a half,
Oh my God, is it really?
2 weeks, I guess,
Oh my
from
God, totally thought it was next
today. We need to, build some awareness around it.
Yeah.
So,
You want to get in touch with Lisa Claire? And
Oh, yeah.
have her
Good
post
idea.
something.
Lisa Claire.
She's like,
Yeah, Alex, can you send that to me so I can post it? Like, I'll start the push on that. I'll put it on our Instagram. We don't
Yeah.
get that much traction on Facebook, but as soon as I put it on Instagram, and I know Mary Hogue will share it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I would
But she
contact
shares
Mary.
a lot of our stuff from the event. She's very good about that. And then I'll post it on Moms of Fairfield.
yes, there it is. That's what I was waiting to figure out who it was going to be. Great.
I would email Mary Hogue
Nope.
directly.
Somehow I have the dubious distinction of being a top or an all-star, whatever, top all-star contributor to Moms of Fairfield. So if I post it, when I post it, it gets a lot of,
Okay,
Yeah.
a lot of traffic.
yeah.
Okay.
I think I have the same. Maybe I do have that for Fairfield Shares.
what is Fairfield Shares?
That's
What is
good.
Fairfield Shares? It's like, buy nothing.
Yeah, sure.
It's like
Fairfield Shares is the bomb.
Oh.
I'm a legend on Fairfield Shares. Just search through my posts. But that's a different topic.
It's great.
So I will
Alex,
be.
I sent you one small comment on the flyer.
I saw the comment. I made a change to it.
Okay.
And I don't know if you saw the AI generated map at the bottom of the poster, but it showed like from Easton to Easton. And I'm like, all right, we got some small tweaks, which I actually took care of.
Okay.
So I'll circulate that. And maybe I'll even put it, maybe I need Hannah to help me with a tracker for this, because I want everyone to take at least one action on this. That would be super helpful, like to get the word out, because I don't want it to completely.
I can post it
All
on
flat.
Facebook, but I mean, I don't know what traction. It got a couple of
Yeah.
people, following up with me.
You never know. And then I think you mentioned, Adrian, that there was an event like from the like a Sarah Roy road safety event that same.
It is, it's transportation or
Yeah, yes.
same night.
Is it?
The same night?
Yeah,
Okay.
I let Sarah know, and she said, "Oh, that's too bad."
Okay, all right.
It's already rescheduled for that night, so I think she.
Okay,
Also,
yeah, that's
most-
fine.
Most people who go through that are not. from
Yeah,
Fairfield.
not going to be from.
Yeah, I was about to
Right.
say,
Okay.
sadly, I can't make it to either because I have to be on Long Island for a work event.
Okay.
So just to finish my thought from before, I think I said to get in touch with Mary Hogue
Yeah, I
specifically.
got it.
She
Yeah.
can get it out to Sustainable Fairfield
Yeah.
because they have a pretty big distribution list.
All right.
I think a
Um,
lot of people there would be interested in something like this. You could also go to their event to promote it in person.
Sustainable Fairfield.
They don't really, do they?
No.
They don't have so much in person. I think most of it is remote. I would just.
Sorry, I meant remote, but I mean like call in.
Oh, I think that if you, Mary,
It's all the same.
otherwise,
Okay. So
Amy,
Yeah.
were you trying to? I saw you on mute. Were you trying to say something?
Oh, am I on mute?
You're not on mute. You unmuted. So I
Oh.
thought you were trying to say something.
No, because I was telling Alex to send it to me, and I just didn't put myself back on.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna email it out to the whole distribution. I just need to double check that there aren't any other weird things that are showing up in the poster. But I think it looks good. Then the only other thing, so just for some additional context, Mike Francisco and I met, just to do some more planning around the event. The goal was to kind of identify what we need to promote it and to make sure that we have, the content set for that. So Francisco's working on the deck that we're going to present. We also talked about a walks, so I think one of the things that we have an opportunity to do with the event is to promote some of the walks that Bike and Ped has been sponsoring and tie those walks to different segments of the proposed route. So we talked about dates, and I can't in anywhere find what those dates were, but we wanted to make it like a consistent thing, like the last something of something. Francisco, do you remember?
Aren't they
Yeah, it was the last Saturday of each month, starting, I guess April could be a good target. It was the last Saturday.
And then, so last Saturday of each month, starting in April. And then we also talked about the potential, if we wanted to, of like intermingling like a bike ride, using that as our date for events, last Saturday of every month. And if it's not a walk, we could sort of alternate with a ride.
So you'd alternate walks and bike
Yeah,
rides?
walks and rides.
But you can't, sorry, I'm a little confused. I thought the point of the walk was to walk some of the trail that you're proposing, right?
Yeah, it
But
is.
you can't bike.
No,
it.
you can't bike it. We're just saying,
Oh,
like,
okay.
generally, if we feel like it's too much to do other bike and ped events, like more than one a month,
Yes.
and we need calendar space, then, we could mix in a bike ride as well.
Okay.
But if not, then, we could just come up with a calendar and present that calendar at this meeting to say, we're doing walks every Saturday of the month, and here are the different walks we're planning, without going into detail, but we're gonna walk a portion of this segment, and this segment. Because I think, just getting public engagement, and just, getting people involved, will help support the project as it moves forward.
Maybe kick that off like post the cold, so maybe end of
Yeah.
March or something.
Yeah, I think we were thinking to start it, end of April.
End of April, even, okay.
Am I missing anything, Mike or Francisco?
Yeah, those are the basics. And also, I think to reinforce the rationale, the purpose of the walks is to kind of reinforce and highlight to people maybe the segments that already exist
Yeah.
in a way of talking up and gathering community support to help us with the bits that are going to require more effort and labor and or construction to build.
Yeah, and I think the one other thing that will be important to just share is, so we're kind of like, the goal is to learn about Fairfield's proposed 13-mile greenway connecting the eastern border with the beach. So, the intention of what we're going to do, we'll give a little high-level overview, talk about the route and the various segments, discuss how it could be built at a very high level, like without, there's a grant process. We're looking, to get grant money to do this, that, and the other thing, but keeping that very light, and then asking for, collecting feedback and opening it up for discussion about, the route, any other concerns people have, questions, ideas.
That's for the 26th.
Yeah, that's for the 26th.
Nice. Okay.
Francisco, do you have anything else to add on that? Because you're kind of working the deck.
No, those are the main things. It's to socialize the proposed, the plan, grant that we want to apply to. And so we need to socialize it as much as possible. So that's where we're combining the library event with the walks. And at some point we'll have to do a second library event just to be a little bit more rigorous with the requirements from the application process.
Right.
And potentially also take it to the Conservation Commission. And so we at some point, so we need to get their buy-in as well.
Did we reach out to Tim Bishop?
I did. Thank you for bringing that up. So,
Okay. Perfect.
I did reach out. So one of the things we talked about, I reached out to Tim Bishop when we first conceived of the event to see, does conservation want to co-sponsor this? Would anyone from conservation like to come, etc. And he mentioned that there was a conservation commission, which I wasn't aware of, that meets. It actually meets the day before on the 25th. And I think I think Francisco suggested, like, maybe we could go and talk about it. So I reached out to Tim Bishop and he said, so we have a green light to do that.
So I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I understand. You're moving ahead with this. Conservation Commission is aware of it. And there's a committee that you're going to meet with on the 25th where you're going to present it to them or get feedback, or what is the purpose of
Yeah,
that?
I think I think that's it. Yeah, it's to kind of like, so we talked with, when this was something we wanted to move forward with as a grant, we talked with a grant manager in the town, and we connected with Tim Bishop of Conservation, and we presented this to Tim Bishop to see, like, to get a read on the temperature. Like, does he care? Does he not care? Does he like it? Does he not care? Like it. And so he was happy with, he liked the idea. He was happy to move forward with it. And so we told him that we'd keep him abreast of things as they progressed. And as the grant application came together, we would share details about that for his review. So I think this is kind of like, I let him know that this is kind of the public awareness piece that we're doing related to the project, and asked if they wanted to be a part of it. So going in there will just be, I only presented to Tim, but not the Conservation Commission. So this is our opportunity to kind of shine a light on this project for the Conservation Commission. Again, I know nothing about what they are.
Right. Hey, Alex, do you have anything prepared for that?
I think we're going to use the same, ideally we'll use the same, deck as we do for the library, or I can use the original one. I don't know, or we'll use a cut down version of it. Like, I think, Francisco, once you've drafted it, we can look at it and say, all right, this is appropriate, this is not, and just cut it down so that we can be, very prescriptive about the message we want to, convey, and keep it short.
Well, because what I'm thinking, I have a friend of mine who I know her through Junior League, and she's on the committee I chair for that. But she's also on the Conservation Committee, and her husband's an avid cyclist. So I'm thinking maybe I could run it by Heather, just so she could look at it from a commission point of view to see what would be important for them to see.
Yeah, that would be great. I think any inside track we can have on this would be great. So I love it.
Yeah, so send those to me, and I'll send it to Heather and say, hey, listen, this is what we're going to, we're presenting. This is the materials that we have. Can you shed some insight on what should we highlight for the commission? Because I know it's a limited amount of time, right? So we need to really just parse out the points that are going to be most important for them. So yeah, send it along to me, and I'll send it to Heather with that request. And she's really good. She's also a big outdoors person. She owns Pink Lady Goes Green, which is a native plant landscape architecture company. So, she's all about the open space, and, she'll be all over this.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have to pool all available resources, right?
So
It takes a village.
I apologize. I need to ask one question.
You can send it to the Junior League
With the
too.
full council, or are you meeting with us?
Francisco's trying to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody was. I heard a
I'm
voice.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt anyone.
Francisco, did you have something?
No, I mean, suggested if Amy can send it to the junior league as well.
Actually, that's
good
not a bad
idea.
idea because we have a member engagement committee and we do things all the time. Like, we'll go to a Fairfield U basketball game or we might do a mud girl run, but I'm sure that there would be a interest, like if not just it's strictly a league event, but yeah, if I posted it to them, because we're actually doing bluebird boxes, installing more bluebird birdhouses for our volunteer-a-thon for the conservation department. So yeah, it would just be another way for them to support, quote, a community partner. So yeah, actually, that's a great idea, Francisco.
Love it. Okay.
So just for the notes, I just want to make
Sure.
sure I understand. You're presenting to the whole Conservation Commission or to a committee representing the Conservation Commission?
I've heard it's the Conservation Commission,
Okay.
but I have not
Yeah.
looked at what that
It's
is.
it's called the commission, but it's similar to our committee, basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
no, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure my notes were accurate.
Yeah.
And you said
But
that
it's not the conservation department. Where
understood.
it's not, that's the difference, yeah. Which the department is actually a part of the town.
And then my second question is, this is the first of two public meetings.
Yeah.
And is that prescribed in something for the grant?
Yeah. I think it's.
It-
Do you recall?
It's like sort of, there's like two things. One, they require letters of support. So the more letters of support we have, the better. And the second is they do require public outreach. So these type of events, presenting to the conservation committee, presenting at the library, doing our open walks. These are all,
Yeah.
examples of public outreach that we
And
can
we
put
need to
into
get pictures.
into the grant. Yeah.
Pictures of the trail.
Pictures of engagement. Yeah.
Of course.
I'm really disappointed I can't be there.
Just one
Don't
more.
worry, you'll have another opportunity
Oops.
in the spring.
Just one more thought. I assume you and Francisco are already thinking about it, but just making sure when you're talking about the walks, like I wonder if you want to give some thought about like who they're for and how to market it. Is this like, families will get a chance to get to know
Oh, yeah,
local
good idea.
animal nature, or is it more like people who are interested to know about our extension of the trail will get to see what trail we're talking about, or like how
Yeah, okay,
like
that's
something
great.
other than we're just walking this mile.
Yeah, I think that's a great. I think that's great. And what comes to mind when you say that is we'll probably mix a bit of both. Like that we do these family-friendly walks, and for the next 4 walks, we're going to each take on a different segment of the trail.
Do you think we can get somebody to come, maybe Mary, or maybe somebody she knows, or maybe somebody from the commission, who could maybe act as like a guide and kind of maybe talk about the local trees on the way, just something, because I feel like, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think
Like,
that's nice.
Otherwise it feels like a meetup walk, but meetup isn't cool anymore, like what can make this walk particularly like interesting? Like, oh, maybe this is an opportunity to learn about local plants in our town along the way as well.
Yeah, and who were we talking? I think that sort of came up last time with who's not forestry, but similar.
It's Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Yeah, so
Mary wears a lot of hats.
she wears a lot of hats. They have their own walks.
Yeah.
So I think there's an opportunity to reach out to her to see.
It's possible that we can co-host them.
Yeah, right. So I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's like Fairfield Bicycle Pedestrian Committee is hosting a walk in order to demonstrate the utility of, one is to introduce people who may not be aware. I've been amazed pieces of open space that I found when I looked up. I've been living here for 20 some odd years. I never knew it existed, and they were within a mile of my house.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like introducing that idea to people who they don't have to be necessarily new to the area, but just like, hey, this is available to you. It's an underused resource. It should be available. And then the second part, in order to demonstrate this as part of a bigger picture, this is part of the Harbor to Hills route that we are working on collectively.
Yeah, I like that. I just wrote introduce trails and open spaces and discuss how we can connect them, which is like the whole Harbor to Hills piece.
But also it should be like a fun walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to make it fun. Because I feel like it's hard to get people to show up to, a lot of these events, this walk.
I'd love to have a horticulturist with us.
Yeah,
I
something. I bet
I know
Amy.
birds, but I don't know trees.
I don't
and
know, I don't know
plants.
anything. I know buildings.
Oh, I'm sure Mary or
Classes.
somebody she knows. I bet she can find somebody who
Sure.
will do that.
No, that's great. That's a great idea.
All right.
That's
Can
it.
I have one last question?
Yeah.
The letters of support, do they want them from the general public? Are they looking for them from particular stakeholders? Who should?
Yeah,
Where do we wanna get them
stakeholders.
from?
We're gonna want to get them from stakeholders. And then, in terms of general public, it would be great if we could get certain institutions as well. But like, we're gonna want, for select person, we're gonna want, assembly district, like, we're gonna want politicians, and I think
Elected officials.
elected, that's the word I was looking for. Elected officials would be good. And then
Community organizations.
Community organizations.
And organizations like sustainable, like that are kind of dedicated to the natural environment.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and neighborhood associations.
Yeah.
That are next to the path itself.
Schools also might be
Yeah.
interested, so just another category. Pardon?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, do we get into the PTA letters? I don't know.
It might be, we'll just get like some PTA presidents or principals.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's PTAC, the PTA council, get it out, but
Mm.
I don't know if it's relevant enough for them. I don't know if they'd put it in their newsletter. Like, it's not specific to kids. It's not.
It is a resource for families. Mental health professionals probably,
Getting outside. Oh, yeah, make sure, I'm so bad.
I don't,
She's
Like
on the call
Department of
sometimes, who might be of help. It's,
Oh, Santina.
Santina, thank you. We could ask Santina to help spread the word for sure. Alex, if you want to add that. to
Yeah. Oh,
the email,
good
too.
idea.
And at the high school level, I know at least at Ward, there's a garden club. There's a kind of a high school level chapter of Sustainable Fairfield. So, I mean, I think going to the PTA is a good avenue as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is like a rubber stamp, ideally. Like, we can give a letter template for this thing and,
yeah, we just have, and we can have a few different versions, just put
Yeah,
it through AI and say, pick
pick your, yeah.
whichever one you want.
Are there any other questions?
Sounds like we can.
All right.
All right, so I can give a quick overview of the Safe Streets survey that we ran last spring
Yeah.
and the outcome, and I can share this.
I'm sorry, can I just interrupt for one other group, business development? Because if
Oh.
it comes through, it's coming through downtown Fairfield,
Yeah.
so it brings business into
Yeah,
town.
that's a great idea.
So was it I forgot what it's called,
I know, I've spoken to the person in town who, I'll look it up.
Who are you thinking of?
Mark.
Mark Barnhart,
yeah,
Chamber of Commerce?
yes, that is it.
That's it.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you.
And that actually on that note as well, Alex, if you need if you're not getting any response from economic development, which probably won't be the case, but one of my other leaguer friends works in economic development with Mark every day, so
Okay.
I can have Mary Alice pester him.
All right. Yeah, he's been super responsive when I've reached out and spoken to him, so I'm not worried about that. Although I am worried about staying in the frame.
Was it moving you away?
Yeah.
All
What
right.
happened? You were in it before.
I don't know. I'm drifting.
I didn't
I'm
touch the
happy to
camera.
be
There's a
out.
slope
No, I
on
think
the floor is sloped.
Okay, Mike, I know you have to go soon, but I'll share this and you can look at it as
Yeah,
well.
no,
It's
good.
pretty-
I'll
it's pretty
just look
standalone.
at it.
Last spring, we launched the survey, ran for about 10 days in June, and it went out to the town, and nearly
Oh.
2,000 people took the survey, which
Wow.
was pretty awesome. It was pretty impressive. And what you guys are seeing here, we're also gonna, I think the deck is gonna go out through the First Selectmen's newsletter as well. So if you see anything here that you think is unclear or should be.
It was the public safe street survey?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to take too many notes about it, just reference that it'll be sent out. You don't have to summarize it in your notes, that would be a lot to expect from you. So it's just a peek of like who took the survey. Stratfield was quite big, Beach, Mill Plain, Greenfield, Hale, and, but pretty much people from, all over town took the survey.
How many people took it total?
1,988.
Okay, great.
Um,
And who sponsored the survey?
the town.
Oh,
It came from the town. So this gives you more an idea who took it. It's a whole bunch of different people, some retired, which I'm told this is pretty representative of the town.
Is this shared? Are people seeing this on the call or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you post the link to take it?
It went out, the First Selectman newsletter, and I think all basically town kind of communication. So it went, I did not post the link directly, the town did. I wrote the survey, but all the sending out went through Lisa Claire, the communication director, and so she kind of chose the channels. But basically, everywhere she had access to, all the everything the town owns, it kind of went out and was shared there. So 2,000 people in town took it, so I think seems like the word got out pretty well.
Yeah,
It's more than we had expected.
great.
I'm gonna skip through all these many demographics of who took it. A lot more women than men took it, which was interesting. That wasn't intentional, but just something to note. So we had a lot of closed-ended answers as well as open-ended, so this is kind of, we just organized it that because it was easier. So, so we found, everyone in town drives, obviously, everyone of driving age. Everyone in town drives, some people also walk and bike, so we just had people kind of choose what modes of transportation do you use to get around town. Obviously, this is multi-select, so everyone drove, half the people tend to walk and kind of goes down from there. Okay, this is one of the more interesting things, I thought. So we had people rate how safe they find the streets are for walking, biking, and driving in Fairfield. And what we found was, on average, about 45% didn't think our roads were safe. But when you break that down by gender, it was especially interesting because 50% of women believe that our streets are not safe and 30% of men feel the same, which is interesting. I showed this to one friend of mine, and she said that in general, women don't feel as safe in the world. So this could also be representative of people's women, just the attitudinal difference between genders. We also took the survey. We threw a bunch of questions just to see if people would know the answers. And it was also, women chose the following kind of just more often than men. The differences are small, but they were statistically significant given how many people took it. Always come to complete stops at stop signs. 97% of women said that, yes, you're supposed to do that. 91% of men drive at or below the speed limit. 79% of women versus 74% of men said that's something you're supposed to do. Stop for pedestrians or crosswalks, walk on the sidewalks when available, walk against traffic, and avoid distractions like cell phones.
I was hoping we might take one of those, but
I can't believe someone admitted to not stopping for pedestrians in the crosswalk.
It's all anonymous, so, maybe they thought if they have time, they don't have to, maybe.
I think know the rules of the road versus adhere to the rules.
Yeah, so
of the road.
so the exact question was, I put it all in each slide in case there's any ambiguity. Which of these is the responsibility of a driver or walker on the road? So
Oh,
it's not
okay,
really,
got
yeah,
it.
is it your responsibility to stop for pedestrians in a crosswalk?
Oh,
The
okay.
answer
Yeah.
should still be
So
yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
They were
Fine.
not-
I wasn't sure if it was adherence or
Are you
okay.
responsible for, I don't know why they would say no. I don't, maybe
Unless
they
they
were being
just didn't know.
Maybe they misinterpret
You
whatever.
know, as somebody who often uses a crosswalk, the number of people who don't stop for pedestrians
I know.
crosswalk, I mean, I'm glad that people are saying no in the survey because that's the
That's
reality
what
on the
reality,
streets,
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's shocking that 95% think that you should,
right.
given that my experience has shown that
Right.
5% won't. Like, unless I'm actively daring them, like I am in the middle of the crosswalk, staring them in the face, they won't stop. Or I've waved to them before, and they'll just be they'll just shrug and walk back, ride by. I think Fairfield is terrible in terms of getting cars to stop at crosswalks. I don't know how universal it is, so I'm just speaking from my personal experience.
My personal experience pretty much mirrors that. And I think what I find in my neighborhood, it's because people are distracted.
Yeah.
They're they're
Yes.
looking down. They're when I
Yes.
step into the crosswalk at Melville, they're looking left to see if anybody's coming down Melville, but I'm
Oh,
on
yes.
Villa, and they just right. They don't even take into consideration that someone could be on the right hand side.
I have a crosswalk near my house where it's across Stratfield. Everyone's just going straight. They're not trying. They don't have the excuse of trying to turn. There's really no excuse. There's lights flashing. There's this big sign. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, actually, I saw at at Metro, they've got the crosswalks where the lights flash when people are in them.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen them.
I've seen
I believe
those,
you.
yeah.
In Metro, where that is.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
on.
Yeah, in front of the coffee shop. Is that what you're talking about? The new
No,
one?
they have them on the street that you turn into, where Wake Up Coffee is.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's the
Yeah, they have them
coffee
there,
shop.
but then they also have it on the road. What is that? Ash Creek Boulevard that runs from Black Rock Turnpike to the
Yeah.
over the bridge. Yeah,
Yep.
because I come from there every night and I see people, the lights are flashing, people in the crosswalk, and probably 50-50 people that stop.
Yeah. If I had to give drivers the benefit of a doubt, what I'm guessing may also be the case is that so few people walk in town and so rarely are there people in the crosswalks that drivers aren't used to watching out for them. So that's kind of my theory because 99% of the time there's nobody there. And so it's hard to remember to look. That's the benefit of a doubt. That
I will
give the
say,
driver.
I mean, I walk at night trying to get the steps,
Yeah.
if I'm at my desk all day in particular. And I went for a walk the other night and a police officer stopped me in his car because he wanted to make sure I was okay. I was literally the only person out. It's just not standard
Yeah.
to see people walking.
Right.
Yeah. And I live in a very walkable area.
Yeah. And same, we have sidewalks and crosswalks. And... All right. There were some mistakes that were common for everybody. So it wasn't that women won all of them. There were some that people just didn't know. They were, they thought it's okay to roll through stop signs, that you go with the speed of traffic versus the speed limit. That's, yeah. When biking, follow the same rules of the road as a walker, which isn't true. You're actually going against traffic versus with traffic. Anyway, things like that. All right, this can get really long. I'm going to try to go a little faster. Joe, people were mixed on whether or not the town is doing their job. It was roughly split between people who think the town is doing well versus not. This is also interesting. So people don't feel safe being outside their cars on the streets. 64% of people who road bike don't feel safe. Casual bikers don't feel safe. 54% do not feel safe walking with kids. But it did. So I guess is my wording. Sorry, I haven't looked at this in a while, so now I'm maybe my wording isn't clear here.
No,
But
it's
48% of people do feel safe walking as an adult. 59% feel safe driving. Okay. Talk about lots of people been in crash. Oh, I love this slide. This is one of my favorite slides because it was the most insightful to me. So the question we asked everyone, if you have school-aged children in your home, would improvements in street traffic safety make you more likely to give your children more freedom to walk in your neighborhood without an adult? 84% of those with kids like 10 to 12 said yes, they would give the kids more freedom. Which is like, then that number goes down if you have really young kids or really old kids who I guess you're letting walk anyway. But anyways, a huge proportion of it's just there's been so much research coming out about how important it is for kids to be outside, for kids to have freedom outside on their own without adults, and to see how much like our streets are stopping our parents from giving their kids as much freedom as they would it's just astounding. Like to me, I don't know, this was the most impactful slide in the deck for me. Like this really hit home with me because I just really want to see more kids walking around outside and to know that this is one of the reasons they don't. It's just really, really sad. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. Okay, then we had a lot of open-ended responses and I just used ChatGPT to kind of find some themes. So overall, how safe do you think the streets and roads are for walking, driving, and biking, and why did you give this rating? And 1,600 people chose to elaborate on why they give this rating, even though it was optional, which is also kind
That's
of
really remarkable.
Yeah, right? So that, almost 1,988 people responded, and the vast majority of them had a lot more to say.
So what do you do? Oh, sorry.
Sorry? Oh,
What do you do with these now?
So this all goes to the town, and so the town can use this information to better understand, justify where they're sending certain resources. I've also found that, unfortunately, with a lot of road safety projects, we found that the vocal minority is really difficult to fight with. They're so loud. I know they're the minority, but they're so loud about not wanting sidewalks, about not wanting road safety improvements, not thinking that they're necessary. And I think one of the chief things that the survey kind of highlighted is that most people don't feel safe on our roads. They're just not speaking out at town meetings the same way as people who just don't want any change. Maybe there's some overlap with what these people, but we can kind of point to these numbers and we could say, no, here are all the concerns we found that are fairly representative of our town that people have. So part of it is justifying the work that we're doing, the town, justifying where the money is going. They're also going to use this to kind of, this information can be used for grants. This information can be used as clips of this will be used in the first selectman's newsletter. So not just this presentation as a whole is going to go out publicly, but it will be chosen kind of as needed to move the work forward.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Grants, yeah. And lastly, actually, the primary reason the primary reason this survey was launched in the first place is because there was a big communication campaign going out starting this summer to try to encourage people to have better habits on the road, better knowledge of the rules of the road. So part of it they also wanted to see is if we launch a survey again a year later after all this communication has come out, do people feel safer on the road just by the education that we put out there? So this is also meant to measure the effectiveness, essentially, of the PR campaign that's happening.
And were you able to discern any?
The post survey hasn't gone out.
Oh, okay.
It's just so I think the post survey will probably go out in the spring.
Well, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of information. There's lots of themes that get identified. Generally, I guess. Sorry, I wrote this a while ago, so I feel like I'm reading from the slide more than I like. But anyway, residents expressed widespread concern about traffic safety throughout Fairfield. The feedback highlights consistent patterns, unsafe conditions for walking, biking, aggressive driver behavior. There were so many quotes about that, you wouldn't believe. And infrastructure that does not meet the needs of all road users. Comments span every neighborhood and emphasize that current conditions discourage active transportation and make many daily trips feel risky, especially for children. Yes. So, unsafe conditions for biking, speeding and reckless driving, lack of sidewalks and unsafe walking conditions, congestion, high traffic volume. Yeah, drivers ignoring stop signs, crosswalks and red lights. Children not having safe ways to walk to school. There's obviously some comments about e-bikes, scooters, and motorcycles, which we've all heard. Although surprisingly, they weren't in the top 3 themes, but that definitely came up.
What time of year was the survey?
Spring, June.
Good question.
Just because if it were September, kids were riding more and more. Kids were riding their e-bikes more and more as the summer progressed. If you had said,
interesting.
Or if it were winter time and kids are on the list,
Well, June, I think we had a lot of.
Yeah, I think so.
Already,
I think so. Yeah.
Limited enforcement, so they didn't think we were forcing enough, which is still crazy because this was also presented to representatives from the PD. First of all, we talked about just how much enforcement they do. And second of all, it's also interesting, again, how we can use this to justify some of this. There's so much resistance to the speed cameras that we want to put up in school zones, during school hours, which is so limited. And yet, we don't have, it's not realistic for Fairfield to have enough police to, catch every single person on the road in person. So we need to be able to have cameras and other ways of automation. Parking.
You know what I learned over the weekend on it? Maybe you guys knew this. Did you know that Fairfield actually hired a 4th full-time police officer strictly for traffic because there's so many crashes throughout town?
No.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, but
yeah, I was talking to one of the traffic cops at the gym, and I happened to know him because he was my old CrossFit instructor, and he's traffic enforcement on Villa Avenue, so I see him all the time.
Oh my gosh.
So basically came right from the horse's mouth that Fairfield had. And actually Fairfield, this was another nice statistic. They actually issued 3 times the number of tickets as their surrounding towns for traffic violations.
I wonder what that means, 3 times. I mean, it can't be more than Bridgeport, right? They have so many more people.
I think it means one of two. It's probably a combination of, I know Hector Irizarry, when he was heading up traffic, was really about education and enforcement, which is why a lot of the times they were just giving you a warning the first time because they wanted to educate people before just handing out the tickets.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I really doubt traffic enforcement is a high priority in Bridgeport. I can't speak about Westport, but it's really not a priority in Bridgeport.
Yeah. So those are absolute numbers, Amy. They're not per capita.
I can ask him next time I see him. But I'm sure
sense. Westport is much smaller than Fairfield population.
Would have more.
And he could be off, but I'm sure Jenna Wellington would be able to give us the information.
Yeah. Yeah, Jenna actually wanted to know all the quotes having to do with law enforcement, so I pulled those out specifically into a spreadsheet for her and sent that. So she was gonna process that. Then I also highlighted kind of what roads came up a bunch of times, so just to help kind of think about.
Well, there's one at the top of it. What is that? I can't
Post
see.
Road corridor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Post Road, the top few are Post Road is first, Stratfield second, Reading, Mill Plain, Kings Highway, Reef Road, Villa, Bronson. I think it's smaller. Yeah, anyway. I think that's.
I know the survey was anonymous, but do we know what neighborhood?
Yeah.
Do they have to identify what neighborhood they're in?
Yes.
I'd be interested to know what percentage of respondents, just based on the streets that were highlighted.
Yeah.
What percentage of the respondents correspond with those neighborhoods?
Probably pretty good.
I mean, we could look into that, but we didn't ask people to rate their own neighborhood, And so there's so many, Post Road. Lots of people are going to have things to say about Post Road who don't live near Post Road.
Right.
Lots of people use Stratfield who don't live in Stratfield. So I feel like you could try to parse by where they live, but I don't think it's going to be quite as insightful as you think, just because people drive all around the town.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying, yeah.
Well, this is really interesting. So, can you share a link to this with everyone?
That's great.
Thank you.
Good job. Like putting it
Yeah.
together and the results. Like, I think it's awesome.
Are you going to, what will be the second survey, the second year round? Well, it's not going
That's
to, just a subset?
I think, well, we can't send it to these same people who took this. It'll be just the town again and kind of
Yeah.
averaging it out. I think it'll probably be shorter because I don't think we'll try. I think we'll just kind of ask some key questions like, do you feel any safer on the road than you did before? And maybe some other kind of rating questions, so we could do before and afters. I'm guessing it'll be very brief.
Cool. That's great.
Did any of you take it?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
That's all
I
right.
remember taking it. I don't remember seeing it.
It's all right. It's okay. It's so, the thing is, like, you're having, getting the word out with the library. Like, it is so hard to get the word out to everybody, about something. You just hope you get enough people. Like, you just,
Which is, you did. That was a great result.
It's no mean feat.
well, that's all Lisa. Getting the word out is all
It's not
Lisa.
Publicity.
Yeah. I mean, she put together the committee and, she worked hard to get the word out.
Did you use paid media or just?
I don't believe so, because there was like no budget attached to
That's
this.
what, I mean, I kind of figured that, but.
This had zero budget. Yeah, I think we had some sponsors.
You did an incredible job. If you had no paid media.
No, the only thing I think the budget went towards, there's magnets you might have seen around town, signs, safe,
I-
safety starts with you, like, so all those little heart.
Yeah, I went to the event.
The event, yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw, I think most of the budget went to like those kind of things.
I live on a dead end and my lawn banner got stolen within one day.
What?
Yeah.
You live, why, how?
I don't know.
You got some
Like,
teenagers coming by?
I don't know. I was really proud to put that up in my yard. Not that anyone drives by it, but maybe someone thought it would be better placed somewhere else.
Is it the yellow one? Was it the yellow one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandy lives like down the street from me and he has it.
Yeah,
I
I
will
had
take
mine
his.
forever too. I don't
I
know.
want one.
Yeah.
I think they're still available. I think I bet Sarah Mason could hook you up next time there's a meeting. I bet Sarah Mason could go upstairs and get you.
Yeah, I need to oh, it's in the town hall. Okay. I need to go in her garage and find the pamphlets for the healthy kid.
Oh yeah, I think they're in this building.
Okay. All right, I'll ask her
They're
next
probably
time.
upstairs, unless they ran out. But last time I checked, there was still some left.
Okay.
All right, I think that's it. Should we adjourn the meeting?
Sure.
Sure.
Anybody wanna? So I call to adjourn the meeting.
Call to join the meeting.
Somebody-
Adjourn the meeting.
No, not
Not
join.
join it. What?
Finish
Adjourn.
it. Adjourn.
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 Meeting adjourned.